All right. Shalom, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. And we come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, America, as also known as Babylon in the scriptures, and speak the prophecies according to our power, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushua, and the acceptable day of the Lord, Yahushua, who's a so-called black man according to the scriptures. But before we do that, we want to give praises to the Most High in the Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, going back before 3000 BC, to be exact. But with that, we're going to say, Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah.
All right, double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. We're going to go into some scriptures. We all love the scriptures, right? Except for these gothic people. They be eating people and shit. Right? Man, I'm gonna do a lesson on that later. But yeah, let's get into it. We want to go into Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. Well, actually the whole chapters, and see where the Spirit takes us, and bring out a couple scriptures because you got a lot going on right now, and you got Jake being led as sheep to the slaughter. We all know what everybody's going to get in this hour, in this hour of temptation that's coming upon the whole world, And I want to get into some scriptures because from what it's looking like, they saying people only got about 2 months to 14 months before they start dropping dead. Mass slaughter, 50 million people that's rushing into them doors to get it. I'm not gonna say I'm trying to remember. I almost said that one, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't say certain things on YouTube, man. So we're gonna try our best to get the point across clear to you. And we advise you to subscribe to our other pages that you'll see in the description boxes on the future lessons, so you can get more clear lessons on what we got to speak about. Because you can't say certain things on the internet. They blocking the truth. They want you people to go get fixed, like you'll fix a dog. Right? So let's start off with Psalms 1 and 1, man. All right.
This is Psalms chapter 1, verse 1.
Yeah, let's start there.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right. So let's stop right there. So the man that's blessed is the man that's not going to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. All right. What's the counsel of the ungodly? Meaning their advice. Taking advice from these devils. Yep. Your neighborhood prophet, your neighborhood pastor stealing your money. After the mean green. And this guy here, money making machine. Right? Read that again. He said, walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. See, they're going to use the churches against you to get that. They're going to use your schools against you. They're going to use your community leaders against you to get it. All right? So we out here to wake up the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to the fact that they're the Israelites of the Bible. And we got to turn back and repent now because the doors of grace are shutting. Quick. You might want to catch this one too, brother. All right? But the Most High's true name is Yahweh, and his son name is Yahushua. That's the ancient biblical Hebrew, man. We're the true kings and princesses on this earth. All right? So yeah, man, let's bring this out. So we're not supposed to sit in the counsel of the ungodly. Or your neighborhood know-it-all. What they call ghetto prophets, like Nas and Jay-Z. People, all them people chasing that money, man, that's sold out for filthy lucre. All right? That's water, brother. All right, go ahead, brother. You got a precept you said?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14.
Yep.
It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness?
Right. You want to turn to the true healer, Yahushua. That's his name in the ancient biblical Hebrew. All right. 10 foot tall, so-called Negro man about to return. You never heard of him. And that's what we need, true healing from our King Yahushua. And he said, what again, brother? I ain't heard none of that.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. And it says, be Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Right.
For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness?
There you go. Because 2/3 of our people, they're walking in darkness. And these heathens, they're walking in darkness, pushing this Babylonian mindset, this Sodom and Gomorrah mindset. They know what that means. This Roman Catholic mindset. They know what that means. Anything Roman is what? Racist. You know, that's where you get the double R's from. Anything dealing with the Roman Empire, you dealing with racism. All right? Yeah, man. So they said what? We're not supposed to follow 2/3 of our people, man, that are taking on the doctrines and been indoctrinated by the society, starting from elementary. You know, you used to be in class in school when you was little, and you see the little sellout boy in class, sellout girl in class, kissing the teacher's tail, getting indoctrinated. And then now they get older, they got the same mindset, man. All right, they go to these universities, get indoctrinated, that they can get a career and be great and win and be a millionaire and have the pursuit of happiness when there is no happiness in this place. It's only set at a dead end or a trap at the end. So how can you have happiness? Everything before that trap is vanity. When the trap hits, that's the reality. And they're about to pull the curtains back and they're going to show you the trap, man. You got Biden making things mandatory. What's that going to bring? Famine. And then you got the real reason. One second, I'm going to rock for a second. The real story behind the curtains is that there's an economic collapse coming. All right, a dollar crash. And they want to bring civil war. They want sedition. So they can put the clamps down on the people, man. All right, I ain't gonna say no more on that. I want to go in detail, but you really can't. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. So our people are still sitting in darkness, man. How can you take their advice? Well, I will get it. You got all these rappers talking about getting it. I got it. What? They only got it so they can go do their shows and get paid. You got 8 more rounds to get, buddy.
It's gonna make it yearly, like
they're making it rich. Yep, go ahead.
It's Sirach chapter 13, verse 16. It says, all flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his life.
Right. A man will cleave to his life. You know, you're gonna have people that you work with. You might kick it with your family here and there, but as far as your spiritual walk in life and your choices in life, as far as your body, as far as your home, as far as your prayer, who you pray to, you need to pull away from these people. Because they're praying to an Edomite, a Caucasian man. They're praying to the devil, and they're still in darkness. And how great is that darkness? It's going to lead them into destruction, man.
It says, and a man will cleave to his life. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. And what agreement is there between the hyena and the dog?
Right, because eventually a wolf is gonna rip you apart. You know, on the inside, meaning your soul, rip you away from your salvation. That's what a wolf is set up to do, and will disguise itself in sheep's clothing as a prophet. And they're all leading you people astray. Look at ISUPK leader, Yohana. He told his whole camp to go get it. You know, he told them to go get it, man. And we know that those brother. We know that those tests that they going up the nose with, that they don't read anything. You know, they don't read anything on a quantitative level. They read everything as far as saying that it just exists. It's it qualifies, meaning one little dot or it qualifies. It's somewhere in the vicinity. But just like you do with a crack test or a drug test, you got to look at somebody's urine. Look at his face, man. Crazy, right? But anyway, you know, I'm sure if he's seen something great, he wouldn't be looking all grimy like that. Yeah, he's going to slavery too. Unless he's Jake. But dealing with that, they like you would do with a drug test. They would take that and they would see how much measure or what quantity of something they have in somebody's system. But with this, but they sticking up people's nose, that doesn't test anything on a quantitative level or, you know, a cumulative level. So it's impossible for that to be a true John. So what is that? That is a form of torture, a form of fear and control. Hey, you sure you want to get that up your jaw? You want to get that every week? But you might as well get that, you know? So it's not even real, you know, John, man, let's keep going. I say the wrong damn word.
It says, and what peace between the rich and the poor,
Right.
as the wild ass.
You got your photo, man? Got your photo up? You gonna go home and be inspired by us like superheroes? I wish I was a little bit taller.
It says, this is Sirach 13 and 18.
That's right. Sirach, so-called Negro. Go ahead, let's go.
What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog?
Right, these are hyenas.
And what peace between the rich and the poor?
Yeah, the rich. We spiritually rich, y'all the poor. You know that? You making money, you got money like that in your bank. Daddy was rich, you really poor. The real ones that got the money is the Rothschilds, and they actually poor. How about that one? Everything they got, they stole. They don't like that. You tell them they poor.
And as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
Right, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna eat up the poor, meaning consume you wholly. All right, completely. They want to eat up the poor, and the poor represents the children of Israel. Really, these the poor, the 12 tribes of Israel. We the ones that want to know who we are. We want freedom. We the ones that want this nation to be paid back for what they did to our people. We the ones that want to know who the hell we are. Walk around calling ourselves black and African, and we ain't none of those damn things. So they walking in darkness. So we represent the poor. Read that again.
It says,
Oh, good.
this is on verse 19. As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
That's right. So the rich are planning to eat up the poor. Who the rich? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. All you got to do is go on the Forbes list and look up what is that? 2000, Global 2000. Look up Global 2000. They always list the 2,000 companies that run the world right now. And guess who's the top company that run the world? The Chinese bank. Oh, so guess what things are going? Straight communism. All right, and atheism. See that? That's why you're getting clamped down on, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right, verse 20. As the proud hate humility, so doeth the rich abhor the poor.
Right, never seen so many heads turn in my life. Boy, they look freaked out. You know, they think Luda over here. We disturbing peace.
As a rich man beginning to fall is help of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust through also away by his friends. When the rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. So basically, it's going into what the government is trying to do right now is not helpful to the poor. It may seemingly be helpful to the poor, but it's not. It's like the elder just said, they're wolves in sheep's clothing. And they're saying this is beneficial to your community. If you want to help your fellow man, if you love thy neighbor, you will consent to these things that we are trying to do. And that's the format that they use. So what does that do? That causes division. That causes the sedition among men that the elder was talking about. So why now you have face covering, no face covering, this and that, this against that. It's all a division, even from the time when Trump was in office. All right, you had America against not so America, because you had America divided. Because if you weren't on board with Trump, you weren't for America. So basically, seemingly, if you weren't for white supremacy, you weren't for America. And that's the agenda that they're trying to push. They're going to start these race wars. They're going to kick all these sedition among men. Why? To help promote their enterprise. They're going to let the people run around scot loose and fancy free, and the people are not going to even consider what's going on behind the threshold in the government. And then what is the government going to do? They're going to step out. Hey, we got a solution for this. You got to give me your right hand. That's what it's all boiling down to at the end of the day. So don't think for a minute, because the scriptures tell you never to trust thy enemy. So don't think for a minute because people are in a poor state. All of America is in a poor state. The whole world is in a poor state. and it's being forced upon the people to push forth an agenda.
Right. So when have you ever known? When have you ever known America to truly help its citizens? You know, you look over in China, damn near 90% of their community is rich. They all got money. All right. Go ahead, man.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10.
Right, because this is a divided America, and the only thing they want is to take away your individuality. That's why they say wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Right, brother.
God, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Right. So the same way iron rusteth, right? And that's that Roman Empire mentality, man. Talking about the Roman Empire, the fourth beast. Like iron. Yeah, that's it, man. And they didn't do nothing but get worse and worse since the Lord gave them their sword during the times of Alexander, then it switched from the Greek Empire to the Roman Empire. You know, we can get that with Daniel 7:7. Want to get that real quick? The fourth beast. All right. So we at the end of that beast, because America is basically the same Roman Empire all over again, and they're pushing their draconian policies. Yep. Let's get Revelation 13. They put 13 and 12. Yep, right.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 7.
Yep.
After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth.
Right. That fourth beast in the book of Daniel is talking about the Roman Empire. All right. That's talking about the Roman Empire, man. Go ahead, brother.
It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
That's right. The 10 common markets of Rome that later established, morphed into the European Union. All right. And through the European Union, you get NATO and you get America. Well, basically through the 10 horns. But go ahead.
Verse 8, I considered the horns, and behold,
Right, the Roman Empire.
there came up among them another little horn.
Right, that's talking about America. All right, Babylon today. And they want to be just like its damn predecessor. They want to be just like the Roman Empire, his big brother.
Oh.
You know, you got Scooby-Doo, you got Scrappy-Doo. They're both dogs. Go ahead.
Yep. Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
Right, what's that? France, Britain, and Spain. All right, and that's how through that you get the establishment of America today. Okay?
And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man.
Right, that's the agencies. That's all the agencies. The FBI, the CBI, the CBA, all the damn alphabets they got that they set up against our people. You know, especially since the 1980s when they created the crack epidemic and HIV. You know, they really set everything in place then. They put the drugs in our neighborhood and then set up the police to go catch us. Create a bad guy, create a good guy. Good cop, bad guy. There you go. Now you create a movie, a game. Go ahead, brother. That's right.
And a mouth
What up? Esau.
speaking great things.
That's right. A mouth speaking great things. That goes over to 1950 when President Edomite Eisenhower. And he was speaking great things like what? In God we trust. They don't trust in God. They trust in the damn Lucifer, the devil, or the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side. That's who they trust in. Eisenhower. Y'all know that name. The only reason Eisenhower set it up like that is because they didn't want to be looked at in the eyes of the Roman Catholic Church as an atheist country. They wanted to be better than Russia because Russia deals with atheism. So they set it up like that to say, hey, Roman Catholic Church, Europe, we're going to need your help. We're not atheists. Look, in God we trust. One nation under God. They use the Bible at marriages and swearing in the president. So they've taken on the guise of being a godly country when this is nothing but a satanic country. built upon paganism, rape, robbery, and murder. All right? Go ahead, brother.
If I may add on,
Yeah, low louder, you know.
if I may add on, America's true God is gold, oil, and silver. Gold, oil, and drugs.
Come on with it, man. That's right, man.
And so basically, what America was saying, hey, we'll use your form of Catholicism, all right, to control the people if you give us the help. So basically, the Roman Catholic Church was able to get their hands in, because they're part of the 3 unclean spirits that came out of the mouth of the frog, which helped establish America and reinvent the Roman Empire all over again with the Roman Catholic Church, NATO, European Union, and America.
Right, man. That's right. You know, so they stomped out the residue. They've been on our backs, you know, ever since the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire. And now they about to put the claims down again. Where they say the first place they want to start at, in the ghettos. You know, look at these precepts though. Go ahead, you got precepts?
This is Revelation chapter 13 to verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast. This is Revelation chapter 13 to verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon.
Right, man. So he spoke. He said what? 2 horns like a lamb, but he spoke as a dragon, right? So he tried to act like they're all humble and calm, and bring in what you call the Congress, set up their politicians, you know, come in to deceive you, but they speaking as a dragon. They pushing the agenda of the Roman Empire and the elites over there in Europe. What you call the Rothschild, the Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan is the second ruling country. J.P. Morgan is the second ruling company on this earth right now under the Chinese bank. So you tell me, and that's as of 2021 with the Global 2000. All right, Forbes list. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Right, so America is pushing the agenda the same way the Roman Empire did. All right, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we got to repent. It ain't about color. All right, go ahead. So they're pushing the agenda the same way the Roman Empire did, you know, back in the day. Go ahead.
Whose deadly wound was healed, and he doth great wonders. So that
the Roman Empire deadly wound was healed in 1266 AD when they came out of the damn mountains that they were ran into by the Vikings. All right, when they fell, I think it was 410 AD. It was called the fall of the Western Roman Empire. All right, go ahead, brother. And they fell around the second century, after the time of the 12 Caesars, going into 2nd Ezra chapter 11. You know, after that, that's when they fell. The Western Roman Empire, after Domitian. He was the last one. The first one was Julius Caesar. All right.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
Right.
On
So I'm stopping a lot. So that's when they did that. They went from burning fuel and fire. They went from going to war with swords, you know, and what they call them damn jets. What were those jets they used to use back in the day in World War I? Fighter jets, but they were called something else. Dog fighters. Yeah, the dog fighter jets, man. They went from that to flying over a target and dropping a missile. And then they went from that point to putting guns on the back of the plane. And then they went from that point to having 2 riders in the plane. And then they went from that to having guns on the front of the plane. Then they went from that to opening the hatch and dropping nukes out. That's when you get World War II.
They even used to use the blimps to drop down
Right.
bombs and shit.
And that took us into what you call the nuclear age. And this is all according to the Bible. That's right, man. Get that.
This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Right.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
See that? So they built up all the way up to this point to where they're ready to bring this war with burning and fuel of fire. They've entered into the nuclear age after World War II. So they go ahead, brother, finish that where you was at. You said what? Cause the fire to come down?
Verse 13, Revelation chapter 13,
Right.
verse 13.
Big boy and little man. That's what it's called.
And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right. So he had power. They've been given power in the sight of the beast, man, in the arena of the beast. What's that? Roman Empire. We're doing. That's it. That's right, man. So they have power to do this in the sight of the Roman Empire, in the sight of the European Union. All right. So they deceived the whole world into thinking that they're God, man. That's when they became the hammer of the earth. That's when they became the police of the earth, the peacekeeper of the earth. America, Babylon. Go ahead, brother.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
Right. So that's what they did. Through their deception, through all of the eyes that the brother read about in Daniel, through all their agencies, right? They established this image, this system called cryptocurrency or blockchain or a new world order, right? Or what they call a great reset. Now you hear the churches online, hey, brother, this is Deacon Bartholomew, Pastor Jones of the 4th, 5th Baptist Tips of Possible Church.
And this is Deaconess.
Yeah, Deacon, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right next to him.
Prophetess Bernadette.
Yeah, that's what I got to hear online on the radio when I'm riding, and they'll say yes. Now it's time to reemerge. Reemerge. You see that mindset? It's a mindset that they're pushing. It's a campaign, just like a president. They're pushing this mindset of a reemergence. Reemerge from what?
That's the same mindset Esau had when they came out of them caves after they were pushed up in the cave by them Vikings for 1,000 years. That was they wanted to reemerge. Now, after they got their first layer down of the establishments of their whitewashing the world. Right now, they want to off that platform. They want to create that new world order, and whoever wants to go against that is going to have some consequences according to these scriptures.
That's right, man. Go ahead, brother. Finish that one. Then you got a precept. Right?
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by a sword.
Right. They made the Western Roman Empire was wounded. All right. You know, and then what? That deadly wound was healed. And then you had the Ottoman Turks that reestablished the Roman Empire. But then they caused fire to come down, and they got in cahoots with Europe. And now they established them with the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve, which is not even a part of this place called America. This bitter land. You know? And he said what? They made a system to the beast, man. They set up this dollar, which is dedicated to the Federal Reserve. That's why you see it on the dollar. What it say? Federal Reserve note. Where the Federal Reserve come? The Bank of England. They set up the courts. They set up the IRS. All right. They set up the jails. Everything is dedicated to Europe. Even your postage stamps. They all go back to the Roman Catholic Church. All right, go ahead, brother.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
There you go. And that's what we come to, man. You know, that's the threat. That's the lion roaring his threats. But the Lord gonna stop that threat. Soon as they go to fill their belly, the Lord gonna rain fire upon them. You see that? That's their threat. They're gonna cause as many. That's the cause. They want to cause that. How are they doing it? Demonizing us. Calling us terrorists. You know, anti versus this. That's right. That's right. That's right. He said, stop the tyranny. He said, stop the tyranny. Stop wearing masks. This is not China. That's what he just said.
Yeah. No, he said, stop bowing down to tyranny. This is America.
That's right. That's right, man. So keep going. So this is part of the tyranny. It's going to lead everybody to getting this Mark this chip. All right. We good on that, right? Yeah, we good on that. Let's keep going with that.
Go back to Psalms.
Psalms 1. Okay.
Back in Psalm chapter 1, verse 1.
That's right.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right. So we're gonna stop there. So let's get 2nd Ezra 9 and 7. He said what? Nor standeth in the seat of the scornful. Take a picture of video. Nor standeth in the seat of the scornful. What's that? The scornful means scoffers. Anybody that want to scoff at the truth. Don't sit in that seat. Because why? That's gonna be the hot seat. That's gonna be the seat where the damn bottom fall out and you fall into a fucking pit of fire.
You said 9 and 7?
Yeah, 2nd Ezra 9 and 7 all the way to 12.
Okay. This is all right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by his faith.
By your works, you know, and what? He said by your works, and your works represent your walks or your path. You know, he said, follow not the multitude to do evil. All their works are evil. To do bad, that's what the word evil means, bad things. Don't follow them, man. The sheep that's being led to the slaughter. All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
Right, so by whereby ye have believed, man. So if he said, anybody who believes in the Lord must believe that he is. You might know what that's at. You must believe that he is. You know, see, all these 2/3 of our people, man, that's what it's about. Bottom line. I don't care who's saying they're not gonna get that. You ain't gonna be able to resist, man, if you don't have faith. All these Muslims, they're not teaching them to have faith and look for the judgment day. Look for deliverance. All right. Hebrews, go ahead, bro. Oh, go ahead.
Right. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Right, and your works is going to show what you believe in. I can't look at Kobe Bryant and say he was a great military expert. I look at him, I say he's a great basketball player. You look at us, we're saying, yo, this, you can tell our path is in this work. You look at, man, look at the fruit of these people. That's why the scriptures say you judge a tree by its fruit. All right, so if we can judge a tree by its fruit, what do you think the Lord is judging you by? Your fruit. And what does the word fruit represent? The word fruit represents your work. All right, your work, man. That's why you say you better bear fruit. You better have some work to show. And if you haven't, he said what? Read that again now. It said what? Those that don't work don't eat. Go back to 2nd Ezra. Yeah.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
There you go. So the Lord is judging us by our works. Because he knows the ones that's been working for him, they're being led by his spirit. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is on the book of Exodus, chapter 23. I'm going to start at verse 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Right, where you at?
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2.
Chapter 2, verse 23.
23, verse 2.
Okay, I had it back.
Fine. I'm gonna start at the top again. This is the book of Exodus.
I'm glad you got it first.
Chapter 23. I'm gonna start at verse 1 again. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Be an unrighteous witness.
Time.
And that's what we're here to do. We're the two witnesses.
Time. Because real quick about the shot, because the false witnesses, they're right there, man.
There you go. These are false witnesses. And
Those
don't
are the ones that spewing all the things out that our people don't need to know nothing of.
right. And real quick, what does hand represent? Your power.
Time.
So don't put your work with them.
You can't join hand in hand with the wicked, man. And the brothers were speaking on that earlier. They brought the scriptures out. We don't have no communion with the unrighteous, because the unrighteous is only concerned with being unrighteous, and the righteous are concerned with being righteous. There's no communion in there, man. So therefore, that's what Yahweh Ba'ashai set up the righteous for, man, to be against the sinner, and he set up the good to be against the evil.
And then so to think about it like this is another sedition that's brought up among men. Because when you have the true men of the Lord giving out true witnesses of what's to come and what's happening to the people, instead of you rejecting the lie, you accept the lie and you find fault in the one that's giving you truth. Right? And that's the point. That's the ultimate division. So, but the ones that are speaking the truth are going to continue to speak in truth. And the Lord said he's going to number you to the sword for believing in a lie and not having pleasure in unrighteousness. Because it becomes a division between, and you don't want to get mad at the person that lied. You want to get mad at the individual that's telling you the truth and warning you of what's to come.
Right. The Lord said he's gonna give power to his two witnesses, man. All right.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 9, or verse 8, it says, you want me to start from the top, the very top? No, 8. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
Right. So if you're of the elect, you're gonna see the salvation. You're gonna see it happen. The whole process. See the deliverance, see the wicked get destroyed. That's in Psalms 91. Only with your eyes so you see the destruction of the wicked. Yeah, please go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 1. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he had put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our power. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashai Yahushua. Going into you got all these people walking the path, and they see so-called niggas with Bibles. You see what I'm saying? So they scared, they in fear. But us, we are like it to a wise man that built our house upon a rock. But you got 2/3 of our people, they going and they tooting their nose up and sticking out that vessel. You see what I'm saying? Giving praise to Esau. But us, we pray to Yahweh Ba'ashai Yahushua all the day long. And that's called being a carnal-minded individual, because they can't foresee what's to come that's coming out of the mouth of the Lord, meaning his prophets. So when we establish the thoughts of the Lord and profess them out to the nations to gather in the elect, 2/3 of our people despise it because they follow after their authority, the devil, which is Esau. So that's if Esau doesn't say it out of his mouth, then it's not certified. All right, but when the men of the Lord say it, it's definitely no. If Esau says it out of his mouth, then it's certified. You can put a stamp on it. But the men of the Lord would speak to you in truth. If they say things, then you have to try to prove all these different points. But Esau don't got to prove shit. All you got to do is tell you to do whatever, and you're gonna do it. And that's goes for 2/3 of our people in these other nations that refuse to turn to the beckoning call of Yahweh Ba'ashai Yahushua and walk according to the Spirit and in faith. All right.
Somebody grab 2nd Ezra 8 and 39 all the way to 41.
The 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 39. But I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage.
Right, so Yahushua, he prophesied that he's going to rejoice over us, man. All right, and when he put crowns on our head, he's going to be rejoicing. Right? He's rejoicing, right? He's rejoicing in the heavens right now, seeing us waking up. The scriptures say that. There's joy in the presence of the angels. Somebody know what it's at? There's joy in the presence of the angels.
This is Luke. This is Luke chapter 15, verse 10. Likewise, I say unto you There is joy in the presence of the angels of Yahweh over one sinner that repenteth.
Right, there you go, man. See that? There's joy in the presence of the angels, man. And Yahweh Shai is the top angel. All right, now. Yahweh Shai is the top angel. And there's joy in their presence. Let's read that again now. Where was it?
The second Ezra chapter 8, verse 39. But I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous.
Right, man. So the ones that are doing this the Orthodox way, Orthodox meaning right. All right. So what is that? He says he's going to rejoice over us, the so-called Negro. And 2/3 of our people are going to burn up. They'll be laughing at home, sipping wine. Fine wine. Looking at the time. Time ain't on your side.
No, it ain't.
No, it ain't.
Verse 39, but I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage and the salvation and the reward that they shall have.
Woo! So you're gonna remember it, man. And you're gonna remember our pilgrimage from Jerusalem. And the Lord, he had us fall as well, man. He could have just kept us righteous. But he had us fall so we could be amongst the rest of the wicked. And we'd be here to teach and bring back the Gentiles. That goes into Romans, I think, 9. We had to get it, but the fall of the Gentiles, you know, so he could bring back the Gentiles, man. That's why he had his elect from 2,000 years ago, born in America and around the world as well, right with the wicked. You know, so he wake them up first, you know, and bring back the rest of the elect. Keep going, bro.
Verse 40.
Yeah.
Like as I have spoken now, so shall it come to pass. For as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in its season cometh not up, neither do all that is planted take root. Even so it is of them that are sown in the world, they shall not all be saved.
I'm trying to get one of these two to get some work. Trying to help them work out a little bit. So what was that? Sand of the sea? What's that? Second of the 8? I think it is. 11. Yeah. Maybe made for this world, but see that. Yeah.
Chapter 8.
Yeah. Yep. I think it is.
First one.
8 and 10, 8 and
8 and 1. Okay, yeah, it's on the right. Yeah, one of them. Get it. Can you read this again, bro? Yeah, starting with 39. Okay,
All right. This is second Ezra chapter 8. This is chapter 8, verse 41. It says, for as much as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in its season cometh not up.
Right, so in this season. But the scriptures say the elect, they're going to bear their fruit in this season. And in season and out of season. But 2/3, they're not going to bear fruit, man. All right, at all. All right, go ahead. How you doing? You good.
It says,
you catch them, they catch another thing. Turn over, they catch everything in the game.
All right. Yet the thing that is sown good in its season cometh not up, neither do all that is planted take root.
There you go. So neither do all that is planted take root. All right, and that goes with the book of Matthew, where he sowed some seed upon good ground, and he sowed other seed upon stony ground, and it didn't take root. All right, that means the spirit of truth. Go ahead, brother.
It says, even so it is of them that are sown in the world, that they shall not all be saved.
Right, so even though, they're teaching church that the whole world gonna be saved. That don't make sense. He gave his only begotten son to save the whole world. That don't make sense. All right, so the Lord gave his life for these people. And even amongst these people, the 12 tribes of Israel, he only died for a portion of them. That's called the church. Or the 1/3 or the 144. All right, so all hell's about to break loose out here. You know, you can go watch what's the movie to watch, man? No. Rise of the Apes. If you want to know what's going on, look at Rise of the Apes. That's what's happening. They took something from a monkey, the kidneys. I can't say it online, but they took it from the kidneys. They harvested it. You got me on the camera?
Yes, sir.
They harvested it in the kidneys of a monkey. You get what I'm saying? They couldn't get the transition from a monkey to a human. So what would they do? You know, that's like, just like certain bird viruses or certain animals, they're not virus. Anyway, they can't be contracted from animals to humans. Just let me finish real quick. So with that being said, they can't be contracted like a fusion going on. And it's on the sound, I think. Right here's the button.
Transition between an animal to a human.
Yeah, man. So the transition from it wasn't transition from an animal to a human. So now they're doing that by putting it in that. You know, instead of it just being something that's in the air, they took it and they put it in the vial and they putting it in people. Now they're creating it. It didn't exist before, now it exists. All right, go ahead, brother. Let's get it, man. All right.
All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 20.
Right.
So I considered the world, and behold, there was perils because of the devices that would come into it.
Right, there was peril because of the imagination that's coming into this place. That's why people like Polite. He's so damn prideful. He said, yeah, why did your God make people to be wicked? Well, what makes you think that humans were ever made to be greater than beasts? We can only be greater than beasts if we've been given the wisdom from above. Other than that, we are just a beast or creation from the earth until we be given wisdom from the God of heaven, man. All right? Or enlightenment. Come on, brother. All right.
It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there were perils because of the devices that would come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people.
Right. So the Lord, out of that, the Lord took an elect of a great people, and that great people is the children of Israel. All right. So the Lord set it up to establish an elect. All right. An elect group of people, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They're the ones that got to repent. All right. 1/3 of them. 144,000.
It says, let the multitude perish then.
Right. That's why you see like that grass on the ground, catch that. That's how many people gonna perish. It's gonna be like that damn Lollapalooza concert. You know, that many more than that around the world is gonna perish, man. It's gonna be the harvesting of souls. Let's get it.
It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
So everybody, every Jake that you know, they were born in vain, man. If they're not in this truth, I don't care what they got to say about it. I don't care what plan they got. I don't care what God they serve, idol they serve. I don't care if they're neutral, riding the fence. I don't care if they walk by with their head down. I don't care. They're born in vain. Everything they do, and they've done from birth to death, what they say, that line in between, see, that's a vain life. See, us, that line in between is our work. And that work carries with you beyond death, into the next life. This is the proof of it. He said the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So our work, our little dash in between our numbers, y'all dash in between your numbers on your damn tombstone is all vanity. Our dash in between our numbers is this work. It's something we can look back on. What have you done in your life? Oh, wait. Okay, I thought you had something to say. What have you done in your life that's going to carry on into the next life? Or that's worth built that can really build up humanity, the poor. How about that?
There's a show on Amazon called Utopia, and one of the Wiki might says, "What have you done to earn your place in this overpopulated earth?" But really, it should be, "What have you done to earn your place to glorify the Most High on this place?"
Right, man. Glorify the Creator. You know, come on, brother.
This is Revelations chapter 14, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord.
Right, man. So we blessed that die in this truth. So we don't give a damn what's coming. We already dead, man. We dead with we were dead before we got in this truth. Now we dead to this world, being alive with Yahushua. You see that? We dead to this place, man. We don't care what the hell they got to bring. We in the spirit of that little boy that challenged Antiochus, that Edomite, 168 BC. I see you in the next life. We in that spirit. We in the spirit of the 300 Carthaginians, which are Israelites, Judites, that told the Persians they would fight in the shade when they threatened to shoot arrows on them. And they challenged your damn heathenistic leader, Artaxerxes. Come on, brother.
From henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors.
Right.
And
that's right. That's what we want. We're going to get rest from our labors. All right? Go ahead, brother.
in their works do follow them.
Come on with it, man. Their works are going to follow them. Why? Because the Lord said it. He's going to be pleased with the work of the righteous, man. Come on, brother. Look at these precepts now. Where was that? Somebody hold one. Not Psalms yet, but you got one? Look at these precepts real quick. And then we're
Book
going
of
to go back
Psalms,
to
chapter 37, starting at verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Speak on it.
Backing up the elder, like he said, hey, look at this grass. You see what I'm saying? Let the multitude perish that was born in vain, and the evildoers are the Rothschilds on this the false prophets.
They're the ones that destroy the earth.
And if you think about it, the elder made a beautiful point. What works have you done that you can say can solidify humanity? Because if you think about it, that's what the Most High Yahweh is doing. Because if it was left up to Esau, wouldn't be nobody on earth. Not the elected Israel, not Israel as a whole. And humanity would end up killing off its whole self. So what did the Most High do? He set up a nation of individuals, and of that nation of individuals, he set up an elect that were going to know how to get the direction connection, get the spirit of his son, which he placed on his son, and know how to operate on this realm in righteousness' sake, for the sake of humanity. But it starts with the children of Israel, and you have to get Esau out of the way. But just like how in this day and age, you gotta prove what is what. So now the Lord is exposing who the hand of the wicked is, right? By all the persecution that the whole world is going on. And guess what? He's gonna give salvation to the children of Israel to set everything in order and upright.
All right, man.
So if y'all really care about humanity, you will listen to the words of the prophets.
Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which he has shown toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And I brought that out to back up the brothers, man. Just as Zaquan was saying, Yahweh has got a precious, reward for every man that stand on their 10 toes, and keep their hand on their plow until the end, man. They get that diligence to make their call and election sure. He's not going to forget your labor of love towards his name, to let you know his name is important, man. The father name is Yahweh, and the son name is Yahweh Shai. And the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to know that, man. That's what the names we need to call upon to receive that salvation. And he's not going to forget our labors of love, man.
Right. If you claim you love your people, if you claim you love your people, this is the work. This is the labor. All right? This is the labor right here. With the love of Yahweh Shai. The love of our people, the love of Yahweh.
And he also is not going to forget the labor of hate. The labor of hate that you other people, you other nations, and 2/3 of our nation have bestowed towards him. So you got a judgment for that also.
All right, man. Interjection? Go ahead, bro. Read that.
This is book of Psalm 92 and 4. For thou, Lord, Yahweh Shai, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the work of thy hands. Yeah, come. That's the reason I bring this scripture, because we be saved by faith, but by the work, So I exhort to the 144,000, the so-called Latinos, Indios, and Native America to come back to this doctrine, to do the work.
Right, brother. Right, man. This is a fruitful work. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 9. It says, Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
Right, he got someone came behind you. Right. He said, what? We labor. Scripture say, he said, what? We labor that what?
Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
Right, be accepted of who? Jesus, that's not his name. That's the other white meat. I should have said red meat. Yeah. No, we don't lie up here. We can't get no telling them lies. People not white, they're red. So he said, what? Damn, my bad. One more time, brother.
Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
Right, man. So that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him, man. All right? And that's just it. We want to be accepted of Yahweh Shai. You know, when he returns. All right? So that's why we're doing this work. Whether he's here or not here, in our presence or not. Go ahead.
It says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai.
Right. So whether we're in this world or out of this world, we're all going to appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai. That's his name. A so-called Negro man from the tribe of Judah. That name Jesus, Jesus, that goes back to hell Zeus. It's Latin. And they've been lying to our people for 2,000 years. But the Lord promised us in these last days, in these troublesome times, that he would give us his name to call upon. That's our anchor in this ocean, this flood that's coming, man. We can't call him no Jesus. Jesus means Zeus. That's a pagan god. What's his true name? His true name is Yahweh Shai, a 10-foot tall black man, a nightmare. Woo. That's right. That's a nightmare for these people.
It says, verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad.
Right. So everybody has a work. Everybody has a journey. Everything has a journey. So throughout your life, when you from birth to death, you're going to answer for it when you see the Lord in the heavens and you find out he's a black man according to the Bible. And then you're going to live out that judgment right back here on this earth. Let's get that real quick. Daniel chapter 7, where it say the Most High image. I think it's Revelation 4. Araka. Revelation 4, I think, or 3. Revelations 3 and 13. Yeah, what's it, 3 and 13?
This is Revelation chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened to the Son of Man.
This is the image of the Messiah, who they ignorantly call Christ, or they call Jesus. When those are not his names, those are Latin and Greek. His name is in the Hebrew, going back during the time of Moses, which would be the Paleo Lashua Kodash Hebrew. And in that Hebrew, you will find his name is Yahweh Shai. That's the name everybody's looking for. Go ahead, brother.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
People wonder what these garments are. This is what they're supposed to wear. You want to recognize an Israelite or one of God's messengers, you're supposed to have this on. Go ahead, brother. But you still got to judge. You got to judge every tree by its fruit, by their work, and examine them according to the scriptures. Go ahead, brother.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
He had a girdle on for war. Let's get it.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right, the top of his head and the bottom of his chin were white like wool. They weren't red like that Edomite that they put up. His name was Cesare Borgia, or Cicere, Sissy Borgia. That what he was, a little sissy boy. Right, brother?
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, just like Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman or Dick Gregory look just like the Messiah. Go ahead, brother. Come on, let's get it. He got spirit.
Gone. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like a divine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Right. Even over this loud talking, we're gonna find out what the image of the Lord is, a dark-skinned man. Even though they don't want to hear it. He said it was like brass or bronze. As if you burned it in a furnace, that means it's gonna be real dark. dark skin. This is in the Bible. Why don't they read this in church? Because they know 95% of that church is going to get up and walk out and protest that church if they read what's in this Bible. Even about the sodomy that's going on in this place. Look at that. You can't read anything out of this Bible because truth is basically known as a lie in the time of lies, man. They hate it. Huh? Hey, what are you doing?
No, he's just taking a picture.
Hey, cool. Oh, hey, what is it?
Mires ahí a ver si usted se encuentra.
Right, put that right there next to you.
A ver si usted encuentra.
Not, yeah, no, yeah, for the picture. For the picture. Do it for the vine. Look at it. I got a picture. Look at all of them. Oh, we was done with that, right? Yeah, basically point. I just wanted to mess with her, man.
This is John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Right. So if you don't know the Lord's name, you're not VIP. All right. If you don't know the Lord's name, how you no less VIP this. Get it.
It says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou hast given me out of the world.
Yeah, you always help me out with my Spanish.
Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
That's right, man. And we still have been given to Yahushua this day. He said, see, nothing can keep us away from the love of the Lord. Nothing. You see that? Not even death. We done died and came back. He's still over. He's still here. So where is there to fear, man? You know, the Lord is dedicated to us, man. That's why he said it. It's in Revelation. He said, what? Faithful and true. You know that one. You always get that one. Faithful and true. Revelation. Yeah, go ahead, brother. My bad. Go ahead. And then I'm a wine. Yeah, come over here, somebody.
This is Revelations chapter 4 and starting at verse 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper or a sardine stone.
There you go. That's jasper. That's dark brown. A beautiful shiny brown. That's Yahweh. This talking about the Most High. Somebody get that in Daniel?
Got it.
7?
10, or you talking about 9?
7. The Most High, yeah.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9.
Yep.
I beheld the ancient, I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
Right, so now the thrones are being cast down. And the Ancient of Days is sitting to set judgment upon the earth. And the judgment going to be given to Israel. Go ahead.
It says, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Right, that garment being white as snow, it represents righteousness too, right?
His throne was like the fiery flame.
Yep, so it was glowing and lights coming from it, man. Go ahead, brother.
And
or lightning, you call that lightning. Go ahead.
And
his brother, bring that power.
And his wheels as a burning fire.
Let's tell him about our Father.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Right. We in the time where the fourth beast, the throne is being thrown. The fourth throne is being thrown down. All right, the Roman Empire.
Says, whose garment was white as snow.
Right, and it's talking about all the thrones, all those kingdoms, all those beasts in Daniel 7 of the prophecy or the vision of the statue of wickedness, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar that was shown to him during the time of Daniel, 605 BC. Let's get it.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Right, so this is the Most High God who created you. And he said his hair was like the pure wool.
His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
So you got chariots around him, man. And you know, he's sitting on the throne. The brother describing the throne now. But this right here describes his hair color. White and woolly, just like his son, Yahushua. Go ahead, brother. What was that? The jasper stone, a little bit more.
Revelations chapter 4 and verse 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, and a sight like unto an emerald.
There you go, man. So it was like a spectrum of colors, but it would look like the color of an emerald.
Like Emerald City.
Like Emerald City, man. Just like Emerald City. And that's around the throne of our Father. Damn the White House. Shit, I don't care what throne you build, man. You know? Go ahead, brother. So we read the description of the Father, and it says what? He's a spirit, man. You know? God is a spirit. And those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So what does his son look like in the heavens? The one that they killed in 37 to 38 AD in the springtime. All right, brother. What does he look like? The one they killed and hung on the cross, whose name is Yahushua. You know, who they sacrificed to the pagan idol of Molech. Go ahead, brother.
This is Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lift up mine eyes and looked and beheld a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz.
Right, this is what Daniel saw when he saw Yahushua standing upon water with two angels on either side. He was praying like this to the Father. That's how you know it was Yahushua, because Yahweh not going to do that. Go ahead.
His body also like the beryl,
So the body means the color of his garment. He could have had a robe on, you know, just like Abba Bivens saw. You know, when Yahushua appeared to Abba Bivens, he said he turned around and there was a man standing there in the green robe. You know, and he taught him the Paleo Hebrew. I learned it differently. So the same spirit was dealing with all of us. Let's go, brother.
It says his body was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass, and his voice of his flocking, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
There you go, man. So that's called what? Like a wave. His voice was real loud and carried, or like a trumpet. All right, but he was dark skinned just like his father. Now let's get back to this lesson, man. But that's how they look out in the heavens, man. Yep, let's get this. Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 22, verse 6. And he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, God of the holy prophets, sent his angels to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keep the sayings of the prophecies of this book.
I think it's written upon his thigh. Yeah, investor. Yeah, I think it is. Go to Revelation. 1 second, man. We can finish that up in Ezra.
Back in
huh?
1911.
Yeah, 1911. That's it. Perfect.
All right. This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war.
There you go, man. So in righteousness, he's going to judge, and he's setting up the judgment now, and he's going to make war against these nations. All right, he's making the war. All right, but upon his vesture is written faithful and true. So he's faithful to us, man. In every existence, he's been faithful to us. What's that? Romans 3 and 3. I'm gonna get it real quick. You know, so the Lord promised us. He said, "Yo, not even death can separate us from Him. Spiritual death or physical death. We've died and come back to this earth, and Yahushua still met us here with the Comforter."
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right. So What did it say? That first part? What if some not believe again, bro?
What is verse 3 of Romans chapter 3? For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
There you go. So what does that mean right there? That means that through every existence, even if 2/3 don't believe, Yahweh Shai is still going to be faithful to us. You're not faithful to him, but he's still going to be merciful and faithful to his promise to his elect. All right, all in the end. That's what that means right there. All right, go ahead, precept.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35.
Yep.
Who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or perils or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Yeah. So basically, can't nothing. So what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? No. He's still going to deliver, whether you want to hear or forbear, he's still going to deliver his promise unto the elect. All right, he's still going to increase them in faith. All right, he's still going to glorify them on this earth. He said, then shall you know who my chosen was. So it's going to be glorified. As we glorify him, he's going to reciprocate that unto ones that he chose to be his elect. So nothing's going to be able to separate the elect from the love of Yahweh Shai. No persecution, no peril, no nothing.
Right, man. What's up? All right, go ahead. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 34, verse 13. It says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid.
So all this fear mongering that Esau is doing, right, that's not going to bring fear upon them of the fear of the Lord. Yes, some people deal with anxiety and all that kind of stuff. You get a little nervous, a little jittery sometimes. That's because we're still in the flesh. But that spirit is still solid. That spirit, your mind is still focused on Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. So when you get into those jittery stages, all you got to do is ask for help. And the Lord will help you and suffice. He said, sufficient to the day is the evils thereof. So we ain't got to worry about what happened tomorrow, because he said he's going to supply us with everything that we need to get through each individual trial and tribulation that we have to go to, as long as we keep our mind on him.
Go on.
Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the power of love and of a sound mind.
God. So he just said the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, but you'll get it again. So like
this is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of a sound, but a power of love and of a sound mind.
All right, so the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of a sound mind, because the scriptures tell you that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of these times that we're about to come in, man. So the wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures, man, are going to keep us stable and allow us to have a sound mind these days, to where we will not be operating out of fear, man.
Right, man. That's to the elect. Matthew 20 and 20, brother. That's right. Wait for the scripture real quick.
This is Matthew 28, verse 20. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen.
Right, so the Lord promises that he's with us always, man. Even unto the end of Esau's world. See that? So the Lord is still with us, man. And he promised he's going to be with us and give us his comforter. And this is his comforter, the word, the spirit of truth. Okay? So let's get back to the lesson.
This is back in 2nd Ezra, back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
That's everything we just went through. See, the Lord has sanctified us from the beginning. He has sanctified you from the beginning if you're in this truth. And he followed you throughout your existences upon this earth all the way until this day. You know, it's called reincarnation. What Mike Tyson say? Mike Tyson said it. He said the history is just us in silly clothes. Same thing, man. It's us in silly clothes. So in the kingdom, we're gonna look back at this American style clothing and laugh. Just like we look at the Byzantine Empire clothing, we laugh. Othello and all them. All right.
Verse 9. Then, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways.
Right, right, because you're abusing the Lord's ways. And now these people are in pitiful case, man. They look pitiful out here. Begging. Look at little baby. He can't do nothing. His career over. Unless he go and bow down and submit like he's starting to do. Right. Look at most of these rappers and these entertainers. Look at these religious leaders. Now look at these average jakes that's in the society that's being pressured through mandates and policies and rules which are not law, case law. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Right. So if you cast the Lord's word away in anger and you chase after this Babylonian mindset, this sinful mindset that dwells upon with sodomy and witchcraft and idolatry, rape, robbery, and murder, submission to a damn machine, then you cast the Lord's ways away despitefully, man, out of anger. Look at little Boosie talking about, so I'm gonna eat my pork. I'm gonna eat my pork. And then next week he got shot at some shit, right?
Yeah, cancer.
And he got shot at. Then he got cancer. Then his fucking leg got fucking messed up, right?
Cancer got to do some shit like that.
Yeah, you know, whatever, you know.
Verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and
right. They get all their riches and wealth and health, but they don't know the Lord. Very young.
And that's funny you brought up Lil Boosie, because he just came out last week and said 10 years from now ain't gonna be a straight man on the earth in our community. And he called out to the Lord, said, Lord, you gotta put a stop to this. But before he was talking about he gonna eat his pork and do all that, but now he's looking for judgment from the Most High to stop the sodomy that's going on.
Shit. I mean, also, I just seen this earlier this week. Boosie was talking about sleeves up. He was pretty much influencing the people to get the jab. On an Instagram video, a live that he was doing, he was trying to get everybody to go out to his Boosie birthday bash, and whoever come, he wanted them to get that jab. So he's influencing the people to get something that's not good for him, man. He's trying to lead the people to this destruction, man.
Right, don't say jazz, bro.
And on top of that, speaking of Lil Boosie dumbass, he also said, fuck God, man. You know, so with that being said, he's going to get the ultimate judgment, you know. The Lord is a man that he's not to be mocked, all right? So therefore, he's going to have that last laugh. Hence, he got shot. Hence, he got diabetes and cancer, man. You know, so he got all type of problems with it. You know, those that are made whole need not a physician. But guess what? He's not made whole. Why? Because he's wicked, man. He's not trying to look to the Lord. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Like the brother Canuck just said, shit, he want to call out to the Lord, but shit, months and months ago, he just said, fuck him, man.
I got a precept. Job, chapter 10. Somebody know where to go cry to the gods if you have. Judges 10. I'm like, why I thought Job 10? Judges 10 and 14.
13. This is Judges chapter 10, verse 13. It says, yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry to the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
So who's going to have to call on that part? If we want to see all this madness, start calling the part that he denounced the Most High on. Call upon that. Because guess what? It's going to get even worse in his mind. Because he's going to see firsthand and feel firsthand the destruction and the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But the elect, they're not going to feel it. Only with thine eyes shall they see the reward of the wicked.
All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 8. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh to thy dwelling.
So basically, so that's the reward for the elect. We get to eat popcorn when it's Lord willing. I'm part of that number. When this thing goes down, we'll be established, and we'll be certified and established, and we'll be engaged in stock to these other nations and 2/3 of our people that wish they had the same they had the same covering and protection that the elect are going to have in that day.
And we get to see the revenge of the Lord taking out on his enemies too.
And we get to see our salvation, and we get to see the cleansing of our nation, and we get to see sin being destroyed. That's the major thing. Sin being destroyed, no longer have to deal with unrighteousness on the earth like that.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse I'm starting 10 again. But such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
And that's the majority, 2/3 of our people, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Oh, hey, I've been praying to Zeus this long time. I ain't received nothing yet out the way. You know, I've been getting everything I asked for. Hey, why? Because that's a grace period, man. Lord calling out to you through the mouth of his prophet to turn back and repent. All right. So therefore, you see these little benefits, these little rewards here and there until that time come, man. All right, and that grace period is slowly but surely closing up, man. Next thing you know, all hell is going to break loose. As they say, the shit is going to hit the fan. And once that happens, hey, it's just going to be like the scripture that was brought out earlier, Judges 10 and 13, go out to cry to the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in your day of tribulation, man. Why? Because the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua been calling out to you through the mouth of his prophets, man. But guess what? You ain't been taking heed, all right?
Verse 12. It says, the same must know it after death by pain.
So why you not taking heed to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua while he talking to you through the mouth of his prophets, man? Hey, you don't get it now, your ass gonna get it later. Hard head make a burnt ass, man. So therefore, if you don't get it now, you're gonna get it later, man. That's why scripture, once again, the same must know it after death by pain. Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Since thou hast rejected knowledge, I shall also reject thee, man. And what's he gonna reject? He's gonna reject you from salvation, all right? You're gonna have to be purified through that fire, man. That's why we're taking on that heat now, all right? Why? By going through the furnace of affliction, man.
This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, it hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right, and come, man, that day is coming, the day of the Lord, the day of judgment is coming, man. And those powerful people, especially about our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, they full of pride, all right. But when that system crashes, of what they hoping for, when that system crashes, man, they're gonna be crying. They're gonna be in a sorrowful mindset. No.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. That's 2/3 of our people, man. Why? It's going to be great miseries by the Panu, man. Why? Because, hey, scripture tell you to seek the Lord while he may be found. Call you upon him while he is near. All right, why? Because that's our ultimate guide, man. Once again, once that shit hit the fan, it's going to be too late. That's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, seek the Lord while he may be found once again, man. All right, why? Because the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua are only near to those that dwell with wisdom, man. Those are the only ones that he care about. So therefore, if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua within that day, he's not going to give a damn about you, man. That's why he says seek him while he may be found, all right? But verse 51, it says, but understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you paradise is open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city of building, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. Come on, man, that's what we're aiming for, man. That's why we got to constantly keep pushing, doing this work, man. While those great miseries coming upon 2/3 of our people, guess what? We're still going to be out here exalting the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You know, While they're going through their BS, we're going to be going through this path that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai set us on.
The tree of life is given, right? And the city is building. The city that's being built is New Jerusalem. All right, and that's the city that's being prepared, being built up.
This is
And we're being built through edification. All right, there, bro.
This is Amos chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old."
Right.
Just to back up the elder saying that this that building, that city that's being built, which is the New Jerusalem, starting with the elect, by being built up in the edification of this wisdom and knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So the Lord is building up the tabernacle of David, man, in the midst of all these people, man, because it's not going to be a physical building, all right? It's going to be by his people, the elect, man.
Go ahead, bro.
It's Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband."
Come, man. So what? That's just to back up the elder, man. All right. This modern day heaven for Esau is gonna be passed away, man. No more sin, no more corruption, but a righteousness established on the earth, man. Starting out with the elect coming down out of those chariots.
Right. I need Ephesians.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. It says, "Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai." It says, "And are built upon the foundation of the apostles, prophets, and Yahweh Shai and Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone." It says, "In whom all the building fitly formed together, fitly framed together, grow unto an holy temple in the Lord." And
so right, that's the temple. That's the house of David. You know, that's the building that's being fitly framed together. All right, in the same spirit of faith in Yahweh Shai. You know, and build it. That's the New Jerusalem, New Yerushalayim, the new city, the fellow citizens that create a city. Right? Somebody get 2nd Ezra 10 and 51.
2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 51. It says, "And therefore I had 3 remain in the field."
I had thee.
It's like, and therefore I had thee remain in the field where no house was built. For I knew that the highest would show this unto thee. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field where no foundation of any building was.
So he told the angel Uriel, told Ezra to go into an empty field, just like this, behind him. Right? He told him to go to an empty field where he was going to show him a vision of Jerusalem. All right? But first it was a woman, and then it was a building. It was like a field. He could see it, feel it, that was being built up and prepared. And he knew he was going to show him that this city was being built where no foundation was laid. That means what? In the field. What's the field? The world. The foundation was laid in Jerusalem. But we were scattered outside of Jerusalem where no foundation was laid. But the foundation's still here. Read that again now, it's a little more clear.
Good. 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 51.
So that's that building being fitly framed together, built up, scattered around the world, not the third temple that the fake Jews are talking about building. Go ahead, bro.
And if I may add on, scripture say, "Hey, my tabernacle is with men, man." So hey, it's not like the elder said. It's not these buildings, these temples that they're building. Right. Also according to Acts 17 to 24, 7 to 48. All right, second Ezra chapter 10, verse 51. And therefore I had thee remain in the field where no house was builded, for I knew that the highest would show this unto thee. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field where no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein the highest beginneth to show his city, there can no man's building be able to stand. See that? Hey, just like the brother Canuck brought out a couple weeks ago, like in X-Men Apocalypse. Hey, we have to destroy this city so we can build a better one, man. Why? Because this place is not fun, man. This place is not fun. So therefore, hey, this place has to be destroyed, eradicated, for that new righteous restitution to be established, man.
Right. And what's that? What it say? Be careful what you build upon it. No foundation can no man lay. Somebody know that? No foundation can no man lay than that was laid. All right, why? And also he's saying there that that goes back to what we were saying. Every man's work is vain. Okay, the work that we're doing in the name of Yahweh Shai, the true foundation. All right, so nobody can build upon that foundation, vocab. There's nothing you can build. There's nothing you can do to be involved in that, vocab. All right, it's only for these people. 12 trees of which the wisdom flows through, the 12 tribes of Israel. And it's only for the elect. We're going to get right there. Oh, when we finish Psalms, it's going to lead us into it. Okay. Yeah. But go ahead, brother. Somebody got it?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid.
I don't care where you at in the world. We were scattered around the four corners of the earth, and that foundation still stands, man, in the spirit, even though we're scattered. So we've become Jerusalem, scattered around the four corners of the earth, and still we're the foundation. We still represent the foundation of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, brother. So nobody can lay upon that foundation. Then that was laid. Go ahead.
All right. Verse 11 again of Psalms, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11.
All right, we are here to wake up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to something you never heard before. His name is Yahweh Shai. His father's name is Yahweh. And if you don't know it, you will perish in what's coming. All right? The father's name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. It's not a game. It's real talk. All right? They're gonna bring it to your table, mandatory, and you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice. Okay, Smiley? Let's get it.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11. For other foundation can no man lay.
All right, you touch me, I'm suing.
Then that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai for Mashiach.
That's right. So I don't care where you're at in the world. I don't care what foundation you try to lay under Egyptology, Christianity, anything any boogeyman they try to send at them. Any boogie doctrine, wicked doctrine. Rastafari, all that mess. All right, look at it.
Verse 12.
Oh, that was it, right? Yeah, that's it. Let's look at this. That was it. Now let's get this real quick. Let's go back to Psalms 1. Get back to that point.
This is Psalms chapter 1, verse 1.
Yep.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right, so you're blessed if you're not walking amongst their advice, man. Those advisors of this world. He said, what? The wisdom of this world is foolishness. Any precept on it? Anything call out? Get it. If you don't want to get it, just pass it to the next person. Continue. The wisdom of this world. All right.
I got it.
Very good.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made the foolishness of wisdom of this world, made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh. It pleased Yahweh by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Right, so what is that? Genesis, where it say, It say Esau gonna be dwelling in the dust. Dust, you know, the woman.
Genesis 3.
Yep. You know.
So Genesis chapter 3, I'm gonna start at verse 14.
Right, and the scriptures say that, man. They have become. You got that wife in the name.
Yes.
All right, brother.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 14. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above all every beast.
Right. He said that old serpent, the devil, and Satan. You know, get somebody else get it.
And above every beast of the field, and upon the belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat.
Right, man. So upon the belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat. All right. So I don't care how high they've been raised up as a nation, they're still a low life creature. You know, and they bit the ankles of Jacob. They never stand up to look him eye to eye. They had to bring him down by the ankles, by the Achilles. You know, brought him down. But they didn't trip us ultimately. You know. But he said what? Their dwelling was going to be dust. What dust represent? Confusion. You know, and wickedness and sin, darkness. So anybody that follows that, they follow the devil.
Right here. This is St. John chapter 8, verse 44. And ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father he will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak, it says, when he speak a lie, he speak of his own. For he is the liar and the father of it.
There you go, man. So he's the authority of the lies. You know? So he's the one that's dwelling in that dust. So that's all he can give you. If he's dwelling in the dust, that's all he can give you is dust. If he's dwelling in the darkness, that's all he can give you is darkness. All right? Don't let him distract us. Just give him a flyer. Just give him a flyer. You want to talk, you can talk to me and I'll pass it on. But no, you're doing your job. I know. That's Espanol. Old serpent. No. Whoever that.
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world.
That's what everything we're talking about. European Union, America, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Yeah, we found you out. From the rooter to the tutor. All right, go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach.
That's right, our Mashiach, his name is Yahushua. All right? Right, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible. All right, La Familia. Es a Cristo no Blanco. And El nombre es Yahushua. Right? I said it right?
Yep. Okay. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and their love, as they love not their lives unto death.
Right. You said Satan. You said that, read that one already?
Revelations 9 and 11. And the great dragon was cast down, that old serpent that called the devil and Satan.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. All right, so he called the devil and Satan. Man, we know who the dragon is.
Yeah.
So the scripture called them the devil, the deceiver, like the brothers we read about, and Satan, our adversary to the truth. The adversary to Yahushua, our contender. All right? So whoever follows after them, they're following after darkness. They're following after the dust, the confusion, the Babylonian mindset. So where you don't stick it to them, they stick it to you. All right, where we at?
I guess that's why Missy made that song, Suck.
Yeah. See that? Through their technology, they become wiser than Daniel. But their dwelling is still the dust. I don't care how much knowledge they get, how much power they get, exalted they get, lofty they get, going out to the heavens, they dwelling is still, their wisdom is still foolishness.
Woo! This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, Verse 3, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
There you go. There's no secret that you can hide from these damn Edomites. Right. There's no secret you can hide from them, man. You know, they found out everything, especially through that robbing, stealing, and killing. But the Library of Alexander, that's when it really all started. They started stealing the books from everybody. You know? Then you have your computer, you have Google, but that's nothing but digits. The word Google is like a million zeros. That's what a Google is. You look it up. A Google is like a million zeros. Yeah.
Dude that came up with that number, he asked his 8-year-old son, what is the biggest number that he could ever think of? And his 8-year-old son said, Google. Or a Google.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Or supposedly. A legend.
Yeah, legend. Legend. Somebody else might have a different story. You don't know. Yeah, but then,
this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Right, and that worm represents hell. And hell represents a condition on earth. He said, where the worm dieth not. That worm represents destruction, being corrupted and corroded, uncomfortable. All right? So he said, what? The worm is spread under thee. And what I said again, there's a point.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
There you go. The ones that call themselves the enlightened ones, the Illuminati. I heard about them. They're about to fall. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, you know, J.P. Morgans, right? They're about to fall. Okay? You all right?
Oh, just listening.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to be on camera. Get on camera. Get on camera. There you go. There you go. All right, man. Keep on.
This on. Yeah. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will send it to heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right, so these people here, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you get this thing fire. Ran from that like boogeyman. You see that? They see this, they out. All right. You want to cut the lights on some roaches, they're going to run and see this. Or you show them the image of the Lord, a black man. A lot of our people ain't like that either.
Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
There you go. So they're going to be brought down into their condition. You get that, man. Get everything, bro.
Y'all watch y'all shot at time.
I'm brought down,
man. To the Lewis.
Y'all wrong, man. I wasn't trying to be funny, man. Like,
I try not to, but hey, you gotta be doing it.
I timed it. I thought you were say brought down. And then as soon as you said it, you looked right over there. I was like, there it is.
That's his fault, man. He brought the scriptures.
Verse 14 again. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof?
Right, man. Just like your boy. Man, what's his name? I forget his name though. The guy that ran World War II. Kaiser Wilhelm. World War I. Yeah, Kaiser Wilhelm. He was known as the destroyer of Europe, the destroyer of Germany, because he destroyed his own country because of his greed and trying to show off his damn Navy ships. Nobody care about his little funky Navy ships. Kaiser Wilhelm, World War I. You know, went to war, trying to show off, just like Esau today is going to go to war, showing off. And through their greed, they're going to be led into their destruction.
God, if I may add on, like the book of Obadiah, that heart has deceived you. You know, y'all set yourself on this pedestal, thinking y'all can't be touched when the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, will bring you down with the same blessing that was given to you. You know, through war, by the way of the sword.
Yeah, he gonna let these devils get so close that they can taste it. Like I was reading the other day, so close that they can drink it. They get right there, they can taste it. They like, I got y'all, I got y'all.
About to get waterfall.
Yeah, I got y'all, man.
And they gonna wake up and be thirsty.
Queen and Slim, they thought they was getting away free, got to the airport, got their ass arrested. You know, just Esau.
And what that means is, next thing you know, they on top of the world, and in that same hour, or the next day or whatever, they're gonna be in slavery instantly. I was shot here, they in slavery. They done. That's right, man. They're gonna be. That's it. They're going straight into slavery. He said gonna wait till they're about to fill their belly. There, brother.
All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
She told put a mask on.
Take up mask. Oh, I don't know what that was. That behemoth. It ain't Halloween. Go ahead, man. Look like Grizzly Adams and shit. But yeah, can't trust them women that wear the bonnets, man. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right. And that woman that just went by, she's one of them crumbs on Esau's table. He's gonna pop in the mouth. Like it ain't nothing. You know? So they ready to devour, man. They already look at these people, they consume, man.
If I may add on,
Yelling out Esau's propaganda. Since when have you known our people to do that? Yelling out Esau, put on your mask. They've got our people to turn into the police now. They got you policing each other. Corporations policing each other. Put on your mask. Look at that. Go ahead, brother.
It also shows that they pumping that fear to our people, man. You know, got them going around here. Put a mask on when it needs a host, you know. But at the end of the day, But at the end of the day, man, that just shows, man. Hey, you got them out there for Esau and not for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That shows the lack of faith that they have, man. You know, that's why Scripture says, hey, once again, those that made whole need not a physician, man. Also, hey, no plague shall come near thy dwelling. Y'all don't believe in that? Y'all say y'all believe in the Lord. Y'all say y'all believe in Scripture, but skip over the ones that really pertain to us, man. Well, all of them pertain to us, but the ones that y'all really need, man.
Very, man.
Hey, so that's a key point. It said it needs a host. So that this fear-mongering needs a host. Because if the people wouldn't get on board to these mandates, I was thinking about that. Get on board to these mandates, just like how the elder said, you got the police, you got the people policing each other. What is that? The fear has been brought upon these people, so now they're the host of that fear. Now they're trying to spread that fear amongst everybody else with how they feel about what's going on. But what they're gonna do, they're gonna ride back. Put your mask on. You're hurting everybody. You're not being helpful to the community. You don't love your fellow neighbor and all that kind of stuff. That's fear mongering, man. So they're so tied up in fear that they want you to be afraid as they're being afraid.
Right. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, man. All right. That's the great thing about it. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. To fear these lies that Esau spreading out here. All right, that's the best thing about it. We have miraculous power dwelling in these vessels, man. We have the word dwelling in our eyes, man, to keep us sound. So we not living in fear like the heathen do, man.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, starting at verse 9. Prepare ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about thither. So the Lord got all these heathens, all right, preparing for war, man. To basically to come against this war, all right, the daughter of Babylon, America, man. All right, and that's what they doing. That's what you're seeing, man. All right. It says what? The second war is past, and behold, the third war coming quickly, man. These people don't understand that they're in the middle of war, man.
And what it said, beat your plowshares into swords and your prunings into spears, man. Hey, that's what you see right now, like the brother DeBar just said. Hey, Russia just had the other day where they have a new missile that they got out, man. And guess what? It has unlimited travel. It can go unlimited distance till it hit its target, man. Hits forth all them missiles, the Avangard, the Persepac, you know, keep going, the Kinzhal, you know, Satan 1, Satan 2. All these are nuclear ICBMs, all right? This buffers out to destroy this place. So just like the brother said, man, hey, and also is an Article 2 as well the other day, man. It says, hey, we are at world war, and the people don't even know it. Hey, the people, the citizens don't know it. Why? Because they don't take heed. Why? Because they're looking for a physical strike. They're looking for physical war going on, man. But yet, it says, when all actuality, we've been at war for the last 2 decades with, guess what? China and Russia, man. You know? So with that being said, hey, we're getting to those escalations was going to get too high when that bubble is going to burst, and that thought is going to be put into their mind. Well, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is going to get that green light for them to send those missiles over there, man. All right.
Cause our mighty ones to come down, oh Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat.
Come on, man. Yahweh's judgment, man, and that's where it's all going to go down, man. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is not going to lift a finger, but everybody's going to turn against him. And guess what? They're always going to get their ass fried.
For there will I sit and judge all the heathen round about.
Come on, man. And he's going to judge, just like we just said, man. They're going to get their ass fried. It's like he talked about in the book of Esdras, all right? He's not going to lift a sword. He's not going to lift anything. It's going to be a blast come out from his chariot.
Like it states in 2nd Esdras, man. Yeah, quoted out. Like it states in 2nd Esdras, man. All right, going over there in the Valley of Kidron, man, where all those troops gathering up, man. All right, we hoping that the Lord speed up the prophecies even more quicker, man. He said he was going to shorten the days for the elect's sake, man. Once the system transformed into that corruptible being pushed, man, we know that we are looking for the destruction, man, to come afterwards, man. Because that's all it's going to be. All right, Apostle Ours was saying hopefully August the 11th. All right, the second shutdown. All right, when Biden was saying that this is going to be a cold winter, man. All right, so things is going to get more draconian, and things is going to be more limitations out here in the streets, man.
Yeah, that was Jones that put that out there. August 11th.
Right. So we looking for the second shutdown, man, where you people can't even go out freely. All right, you got to be monitored by these patty rollers. All right, where it's shortage of food. All right, just the other day I went in the store, man. It's barely stuff on the shelves. Where the Lord said He's going to send a famine upon the land, man. All right, eventually these people going to start turning against each other and eat one another, man. All right, women eating their children, men eating their children, man. That's a curse that the Lord put upon, bring upon 2/3 of y'all, man. That don't believe in the truth, that scoff. All right, become enemies unto the Lord and His prophets. All right, the Lord gonna make sure you suffer in a time of trouble, man.
Right. Hey, where we at, man?
I may add on. Yeah. I may add on. You gonna have the whole world in field when they drop the fat man and little boy once more.
He said.
All right, so where we at, man? We're about to start. So Rock, I'm gonna keep going until y'all say so. So Rock 7 and 16. We're about to storm though. We're gonna storm from 2 to 6.
Say 7 to 16.
All right, so 2 to 6. 7 to 16.
Yeah.
7 to 16.
About to storm.
Sirach, chapter 7, verse 16. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners, but remember that wrath will not tarry long. So come on, man. Don't number yourself with the multitude of sinners, man. Why? Because remember that wrath will not tarry long, man. You know, like Scripture says, what does the hyena have to do? What does the lion have to do with the hyena? What does, righteousness have to do with wickedness, man? You want to associate yourself with light spirits, Why? So you can add on to yourself. Why? So you can be built up, man.
Hey.
You know what precepts?
been trying to say, he been trying to say wrap it up, but y'all,
Wrap it up.
if y'all ain't learning, I'm talking about
Hey, well, you know, we finna get ready to wrap it up. It's finna storm. We just pray and hope that y'all was edified. But before we close it out, we give all praise to the Heavenly Father and the Son in their proper name in the Hebrew tongue. Call, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Ha, Rakah, Wadash, Ma'amah. Also want to give a double honors to the apostles. Shout out to our double honors unto our elder as well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect in the 1/3. With that, ETA.
Yeah, and also, you know, welcome to Florida, man. This is hurricane season, so Yahweh Ratazah, we probably will get back out here later.
Shalom.
So I know people watching, you know, they really want to keep watching.
Hey, question.
Okay.
I did right there.
Okay, yes.
If anybody